Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you for joining us here at Monza for the Visions Collide League GT4 Round 3. You've just joined us at the perfect time because we are just gone at qualifying here at the Temple of Speed, Monza International Circuit. Of course, we just came back from a previous race, also in Italy, so we're finishing our Italian tour here. We'll go ahead and check out the calendar here. So, of course, at round 1, we had that race in Silverstone. Round 2, last week, we were in Misano for an absolutely enthralling race there. And then today, we are in Italy. So, we are completing the Italian tour before we head into America for the next round in Road America. Further, let's go ahead and check out our track layout for today. Monza, the very iconic Italian circuit, featuring 11 corners. Some of the most famous ones, of course, are the Turn 1 chicane, also known as Prima Variante. I don't speak Italian, so bear with me if the pronunciation is atrocious. Then we have the Curva Grande, the second chicane. Then, of course, you have the two Lesmos and then the Ascari chicane right before you head into the Parabolica critical corner for getting your laps together. So, of course, I'm your commentator, the King Kong Dude, and I believe I will be joined shortly by my co-host, Asana Herstyle. But in the meantime, we are looking at our GT4 drivers here, just getting warmed up, getting everything ready as they go here in qualifying. But just before we go ahead and get into the details of qualifying, I'm going to go ahead and give you a rundown through these championship standings. Of course, this series is separated into two classes, the Pro and the AM drivers. Currently, it is being led by Cloud, the Audi Sport number 22. He leads on 112 points ahead of Techno, who is currently on 98 points. Behind them, it is Jen and Weblu, who are on 87 and 97 points, or 79, points, respectively. Behind them, it is Wacky and Sebi is currently leading the AM class in the championship standings. So this series has been very entertaining so far. Some of the best driving probably we've seen in the entire series, just as far in terms of competitiveness is concerned. We probably would have seen the closest racing at Silverstone. So we'll be hoping that Monza also delivers as we look here with Kelad heading around the Curva Grande here in the Aston Martin, the very beautiful vintage GT4 car. He just had his debut race last week. Did very well to put the car on pole for the sprint race. Well, actually, he did quite poorly because in the sprint and in the GT4 class, we have a little treat of reverse grids, which actually puts the fastest driver in qualifying at the back of the grid and puts the slowest on pole position. As you can tell by that corner cut there, Elad isn't too familiar. He wasn't too quick last week, but we'll be hoping for a better result this week. So some of the drivers are just filing through turn 1 now, but currently we only have our AM drivers on the circuit, and in about 1 minute time, pro drivers will join them for the rest of the And it looks like my co-commentator Asana Herstyle is joining us. Asana, how are you?
I'm doing well, King Kong, dude. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Even partner in crime is here. Asano, we had a pretty entertaining, but maybe not the grits there in Misano. What do you think here?
Well, I'm expecting some closer racing, some more overtakes, more fighting going on. I hope it's a more exciting race this time up than in Misano.
Yeah, we'll definitely be hoping for that, as I just seen some of the pro drivers coming out of the pits now, which means that we will have a whole gaggle of cars now on the circuit. As one driver gets tagged in turn 1. Let's see here, just gonna remove all the UIs. There we go, perfect. So just seeing some of these drivers now warming up their tires, weaving back and forth. Our championship leader, Cloud, coming around the Curva Grande now. He has his teammate in front of him. I believe that is Jen Lofty. And Techno, his championship rival, is just behind him there in the Aston Martin. So the championship really taking shape so far. Sebi currently leading the AM class. Asana, what have you made of this championship battle so far?
Well, it's been quite one-sided with Cloud, I think, is the leader in the championship. He's been winning. I think he won a race. He's come on the podium a few times, so he's doing good for himself. But it's mostly the same drivers getting those points. So I hope we can get some more drivers to throw something into the mix.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting as we hear whispers of rain to be in the forecast for the race today. Allegedly, there is some clouds to the south of the circuit, which are moving north. So it'll be very interesting to see if the rain does hit the track in time for maybe one of our sessions. We'll definitely be on the lookout for that. We'll keep you updated as the session continues. As we're on board with Sebi now, he's just followed through turn 1 and 2. Looks like he's on the soft tires. Only Kel and Rox have been brave enough to try a different compound. So as he heads around the Curva Grande, he'll be topping at it around 156 miles per hour, flat out now into this corner. Really, the key points of this circuit are to get very good exits as the straights are very long. So as he files into the second chicane here, he does very well, gets slightly wide, but it looks like he hasn't had to suffer from any slowdown. He gets the car very nicely into the first Lesmo, nicely on the exit there. You really want to open up the circuit for the second Lesmo. So you want to carry all the speed as he misses the apex just a little bit there. And he, as a result, of course, goes wide. So he'll be a little bit disappointed, maybe a little bit down on his time. But he looks like he might just get a little bit of tow from this weaving BMW. Hopefully BMW gets out of the way, which he does very nicely there. Sebi will be looking to pick his braking point into Ascari. Well, not much of a braking point. He actually takes it completely flat out. But the Audi driver, has done very well so far on this lap. Maybe room for improvement, but of course he's kept it mostly together now. So as he heads now into the Parabolica, he'll be looking for his final braking zone of the lap. Very nicely into this corner. And then you really want to run wide, carry all the speed, get your minimum speed up as passes a few cars starting their laps now. It looks like he'll actually have an Aston Martin in his way. And he does not improve, I don't believe, but he'll be probably starting yet another lap. So, yeah. Really interesting so far. It looks like Weblu is also turned up. Some of our pro drivers are just finishing their warming laps and now going to start their push laps. Oh, as one of the Mercedes, Leon, goes very wide into the first Lesmo, gets a little bit slippery on the exit there, so that's not ideal. We'll look to see what one of our perhaps championship leaders are doing. Okay, his Cloud is just coming into Ascari now, heading under the bridge. Sebi runs very wide, and that won't be ideal. So those are the drivers. Not really a gaggle of cars here. Just everyone spacing out very well, doing their laps. No fighting for slipstream. I do believe it is turned off. As I think that was somebody exploding in the background there. I have no idea what just happened. But yeah. So some of the final laps will be started here as there is only 1 minute left in the session. It'll be interesting to see who is going to be able to get one of these final laps. It looks like Jen Luffy will be one of the final people, or is that someone just there behind him? Let's see here. Okay, maybe Whack. And, oh no, is that Weblu? Maybe Weblu will get. No, not Weblu. Techno? Yeah, it looks like it'll be Techno who will get one of the final laps. As 22C goes on to provisional pole there. Very good lap from him. And with 25 seconds left in the session, the pro drivers with really only 1 lap to get it completely right. Techno completely at the bottom of the pile here in terms of lap time so far. But of course, there is still time left to go. So Techno will be one of our final drivers to cross the line. Go ahead and look someone in the middle of their lap. It looks like Cloud. Ooh, he runs extremely wide there, and he actually gets a slowdown. So Cloud, his lap is definitely going to have to be aborted there. It won't be a competitive lap time. You look around, the session has officially ended now, and it looks like a few of these drivers will be coming close to the conclusion of their lap. And Sebi goes straight on at the second chicane. So,
Oh, what's he doing? Trying to crash out his teammate over here. Is he gonna block Techno as well? What is he doing? Goes off to the road. Is he gonna let Techno pass cleanly? Oh, gets in the way of Techno. Wow. What is Sebi doing? There might be some team strategy going on here, trying to crash out Techno.
well,
I think this will be looked at by the stewards.
thankfully for his sake, it wasn't on the live feed, but we'll be looking now towards the line to see Leon does not improve. Behind him, it looks like Cloud also does not improve. Behind Cloud, Jen Luffy, his teammate, will be crossing the line now. And Jen Luffy also doesn't improve. So it's going to be up to Techno. Who actually is on provisional pole. I'm sorry. I don't know how I missed that. But Techno is on provisional pole. And it doesn't look like anyone's going to stop him because he actually is the last one to cross the line. So, sorry for an underwhelming result, but it is qualifying, so it's not the most entertaining session. But Techno seems to have put it on pole, unless Kelad, who qualified dead last for the last session. So I'm not
somehow is still doing a lap.
Yeah, he's still doing a lap. Not sure if it'll count, but we will look nonetheless. We respect all of our drivers here. So Kelad heading into the Ascari chicane. He'll be looking to. So that is it. That's the end of the session. So thank you so much for joining us for this qualifying, and of course we will rejoin you in just a bit as we will get going for the race here at Monza, or for the sprint race, guys. The sprint race at Monza. All right, and welcome back. We have our drivers now joining us back on the circuit after a very entertaining qualifying. No real crazy surprises. That Sebi, I believe, having
The
a little bit
hell?
of bit of a lag issue, and he just slightly goes off the track. So all the drivers are now warming up their tires for the reverse grid, and for our sprint race here with the reverse grid on the formation lap. So before we go ahead and get into our race and our race predictions, we're going to go ahead and run you through the grid. Starting from the back row, because of the reverse grid order, Techno is your pole sitter for the main race. However, he starts from the back alongside Cloud in P12 and 11. Then ahead of them, it is W4K and I believe, just Maxi, who will start from P4 for the main race, but for now starts in P9. Ahead of them, Leo and XXJ will be a little bit happy to start from the midfield, P8 and P7 respectively. And ahead of them, it is Webblue and Lemon in P6. Not P6, P6 and P5. Then ahead of them on the second row of the grid, it is Kel and Sebi. And on the front row, for our sprint race today, it is Ross and Neo who will lead us away. So Athano, with that being said, what are you predicting to happen? How do you think this sprint race will go?
Well, I think some of the faster drivers at the back, of course, will try to make their way through the grid quite quickly. It is only 5 laps, so someone at the front of the grid could now possibly be winning the sprint race. So it's I'm not sure which one it will be.
Yeah, very true, very true. It's going to be very interesting. I think if I have to put my money on anyone, I'm not going to lie, this might be a little bit out there. I'm investing in Webblue. Even though he's starting down from basically the midfield in this race, he's got a good advantage. A few of the quicker drivers are behind him. And if you remember back to Silverstone, he had an amazing start and pretty much ran away with that race. I think we'll see a very similar case today.
That details.
Yes. Cool. All right, so with that being said, it looks like we have a Porsche joining us on the grid today, and who will be piloted by the 911 driver, Sour Zip. Not that he had any correlation to the tragic event that happened in New York about 20 years ago. However, he is driving that number car. So we'll be looking to see his qualities here today. So drivers are just heading around the parabolic, and now the nerves will be going, the hearts will be bumping just that little bit more. You know that this is Monza. This is no ordinary circuit. It's a very notorious track for its turn 1 incidents. So it'll be very interesting to see just how everything goes. I'm not sure why I don't have everyone on my grid order, as I believe Neo is starting from pole. So he will be making his way to the front of the grid now. All right. And like we said earlier, there is a slight chance of rain. We'll see how it goes. Perhaps this will hit or affect only our feature race. But our pole man now is just lining himself up on the grid. It looks like all the drivers are getting nice and situated here. All the drivers are taking their place. The AMs will lead us off with the exception of Neon, who is on pole. It'll be very interesting to see how everything pans out. So we wait now for the red lights to go on. A few of the drivers are still just trying to get optimal temperature into their tires. Neon going a little bit crazy there from P1. A few of the drivers imitating his example. Okay, it looks like they're just trying to get that last little bit of temperature. Break early into turn 1 is the warning from our stewards. No mandatory pit.
No mandatory pit in sprint race.
Not sure why you would pit. I'm sorry. But
Pit.
this guy. Okay, just a few loving reminders from our very amazing league owner. We are just waiting for the race to go.
Slide out for start.
All right, just a few extra reminders. Okay. All right, and it looks like all our drivers are now on the grid. Asano, please lead us the way for this race start. Okay,
Oh,
looks
and
like
lights out, and away we go. Looks like everyone gets a decent start. No changes in positions right now. Let's see what happens into turn one. Is everyone gonna stay clean? Looks like some people are trying to dive bomb. No real crashes going on. Calad cutting the corner, getting a slowdown, moving all the way down the field. Looks like everyone went through there pretty cleanly, so no issues into turn one this lap.
looks like they were all pretty disciplined into turn one, but now as we head into the second chicane there of Monza, very much a notorious corner if you know VCL history, and a few of the drivers go spearing off, and it looks like our race leader is no longer our race leader. It looks like, I think that is Weblu has taken the lead. Yes, he has. So Weblu, as I stated earlier in my race prediction, has stormed into the lead, but it looks like he is not doing it without any fights as Jen Luffy. Oh, and one of the AM drivers completely across the front of Weblu, but Jen Luffy has taken the lead here, and this AM driver is not leaving anything without a fight. He is taking it toe-to-toe to our pro drivers as I head into Ascari chicane. He is not backing out. None of them are backing out as they go too wide into Ascari, and the AM driver is still very much in this fight.
Yes, very well from the AM driver. I think this is one of the first times we see the AM drivers actually fighting for the whole lead of the whole race. Very well done by him. They're now in a little group of three, trying to get away from the rest of the pack. All fighting back there. Sebi goes wide in the back. As it looks like they're trying to work together now to try and catch the leaders.
Yeah, we've seen this trend happen quite a few times in not only the GT4 series, but also in our GT World Challenge. The leading pack just work together, try to create a gap, and see if they can take away from the leading group. Almost like a Tour de France style strategy. As they head now into turn one, the three drivers seem pretty disciplined, as a few of them in the back there just viewing off.
And somehow we're on lap 3. How has this happened?
Looks like a slight timing here.
Leon, whoa! We got a lot of collisions going on here, and Leon was stuck between the two cars. Almost spun out Calad. It looks like they're all fine right now.
Yeah, looks like they're all shaping up to discipline themselves, but as they head into the chicane, it's all, oh man, it's everywhere, every which way you can imagine. The drivers are spewing off. Definitely a few slowdowns there, as the pack in the back is quite entertaining. We'll look slightly ahead to Cloud, who is,
oh, he's got a collision. Oh, he's got to go. The 911 car just hit the wall like he would hit the tower.
Oh my. Weblu seeming to have just kind of given quite a few elbows out there, as Cloud is now defending into Ascari, and that actually puts him at quite a disadvantage. It looks like his championship arrival. Cloud, as him and Techno come up proper on the exit of Ascari there. I thought one of them was for sure going to crash, but they seem to have all just kind of reined it in here, as still our leading group is all together. It looks like Jen Luffy is running away with it just a little bit here. I do believe we're going to have one extra lap. I'm not sure if this timing is completely correct, but we'll see how it goes as around the Parabolica they go. As Techno is just getting absolutely abused here at Monza. These drivers are all so close from P2 down to P6. They are separated by only 0.3. So as we head now into the main turn one and into the chicane, we'll see how it all goes as Cloud, with an absolutely maniacal send, it doesn't go well, and it looks like he'll lose a little bit of time to, once again, this AM driver is doing so well, Lemonade, to be in P2 ahead of these pro drivers. So we'll see how they fare since to this next chicane they go. This is why we love Monza. This is why we are here. 3 wide. Oh, Cloud is very narrow. It looks like, oh, Weblu just goes spearing off. Man, these drivers are all over the place. And now,
There's a gap for the AM driver to try and get away from them. Ooh, he makes a mistake and Techno right all over him. There's some fighting going on in the back. Techno trying to make a move on the AM driver here. The AM driver stays ahead. He's still in second. I think he's trying to work together with Techno to try and catch Jen Lofty. But we're gonna go into the last lap very soon.
very interestingly, the drivers are all heading now into the last lap. Not entirely sure what happened with the timing there, but this has been a very entertaining sprint race nonetheless. It'll be interesting to see if this AM driver can still push, hold on, and secure this podium. If my memory serves me correct, I do believe this would be the first AM podium in the history of VCL in any series. So we'll be actually I stand corrected. Silverstone, an AM driver, finished P2, but a monumental occasion nonetheless for this driver on his debut race. As Asano, you have to take.
I think, okay, there's actually one final lap. We're going into the final lap now. So Jen Lofty leading with 1.5 seconds. Lemonade Do and Techno right behind. With a little gap there to Sebi with a big ass Sebi just crashed on Cloud. Cloud is dropping down positions. He's somehow got the car still on the track. He's dropped a few positions. I think the race is over for Cloud for a good position there. As they're now still trying to catch up to Jen Lofty as the AM driver and Techno are getting very close right now. As they head into the chicken. They make it through fine. In the back, everyone makes it out. Some people going wide. It's now up to this AM driver and Techno to try and catch Jan Lofty. It's gonna be hard, but it's still possible. As we go, Leon going wide further back. As we got a message somehow come line up for start. I don't know what happened there. As Jan Lofty still leading this race, at the AM driver right behind him. He's all over the back of him now. Is the AM driver going to try and make a move into the last corner? He's all over the back of him. He goes down the inside. They're going wheel to wheel. The AM driver goes. He just needs to keep the inside and he will win this race. Oh, Jan Lofty trying to hit a switchback on him. Oh, the AM driver is not in a good position. Techno also coming. As there actually has been a lap added right before we end this lap. So one more lap to go. As here is the front group. Anyone can still win this race out of these three guys. It's the coordination in the back hasn't really fixed as some of the drivers just drop back. Just Maxi trying to catch up, but it will be hard on his own.
And as they head out of turn one, Lemonade has done a very good job to maintain his lead. The three drivers are extremely close heading around the Curva Grande. He is in the prime position because he is in P1, but he has everything to lose as they head into the chicane now. Will this AM driver be able to stand his ground? He has the inside line, and he does an amazing defense. None of the drivers can get past him as they exit the chicane.
Oh, look, now Just Maxi also caught up. There is now a four-way battle for the win of this race. Or Weblu and Seb. Oh no, Weblu just made a mistake. He's dropping back a little further next to Sebi. I don't think they'll be able to catch up anymore. It's too close to the end of the race. So Lemon, the AM driver, and Techno now fighting for the lead with Jan Lofty and Maxi just behind.
And as I said earlier, there has never been, there has been a podium, but there has never been an AM class winner. As Techno forces him wide and he gets a slowdown, Lemon won't be happy, but as he exits the Ascari chicane, they are neck and neck heading down into the Parabolica. Techno has the inside line, but it looks like Lemon has just about the overspeed, so he goes to the inside to defend. Will he be able to keep this lead? It looks like Techno is forcing him a little bit wide, but Lemon...
Genofi.
And Genofi sends it to the inside. So he pushes Techno wide, and it looks like for the first time they still have the run.
No, Genofi's coming. Genofi's coming.
Oh, it's gonna
Can Lemon keep this lead?
Who's gonna take it? They're side by side. I can't predict it.
Oh, it's Genofi.
Right off the line. Genofi steals the win from the AM driver. Oh, heartbreak for the debutant, but what a race, what a finale here at Monza. Behind them, Techno does well to come in P3. Just Maxi is in P4, and then further behind them in the mid-pack, Weblu does well in a P5. Cloud, Sebi, and Wack. What a race. We look at a replay here from earlier and the incident to the chicane. It looked like Cloud just went a little bit deep. There was quite a bit of chaos, and oh man, Techno nearly getting spun around there on the exit. Then as they head into that Lesmo, Cloud with that flow down. Oh man, everybody going off the track, and then collisions happening all over the place. So very chaotic race, but now they will all head back to the pits for the main race. And we will catch you in just a bit for the start of the feature. All right, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the main race here at Monza. Drivers are now exiting the pits, and they will be going on their formation lap. This time for the feature race, it means we will have the normal grid order. And on the topic of that, let's go ahead and go through our grid order for the race today. Starting from the back of the grid, Neon will be looking for a better result here in the feature race. opposed to the previous sprint race, he starts from the back of the grid, and Rock will start ahead of him. In front of them is Kel and Sebi, who did quite well in the sprint race, but they'll be looking for better results, and Lemonade, who did very well to nearly win that race there in our sprint, starts from P8, and ahead of him is Web Blue. Then ahead of them, it is Jen Luffy and Leo. And then in row 2, just behind our leaders, it is just Maxi and Wack. Then starting from the front of our row, our 2 championship for title. Oh my god. Holy god, dog. It is Cloud and Techno who start from the front row of the grid. Asano, given this grid order, given what just happened in our sprint race, what are you expecting here at Monza? I need to get some water, so I'll be back.
Well, I'm expecting the newcomer AM driver Lemon to do a good race again. He showed what he can do in the sprint race, so he will be able to put up a fight against some of the heavy guns like Cloud, WebBlue, and Techno. So, someone that can put up a fight, yes, that's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, he gave us a very entertaining finish there at the end of the last race, doing so well. He pushed it out to the end. I mean, we might be able to give him the Minister of Defense, the Italian Minister of Defense title, depending on what he does here in the feature race. In other news, we are expecting, we are expecting some rain here at Monza. Apparently there is a 75% chance of rain. I told you about that little storm circle making its way from the south of the circuit. Well, it looks like it at some point during this race will hit the track. So we'll keep an eye out on that. We'll let you know how it develops, but it's going to be a very interesting spanner that could be thrown into the works here for this race. The drivers are all just heading around Parabolica now and getting those tires warmed, doing everything they can here at the very end to get the most advantage for this start, this all important start at the Temple of Speed. We'll look to see how everyone sets up as they line up here on the grid.
Some of the drivers want to get some of that heat in their tires. Gonna be interesting to see the strategies here again. As last race, actually, we had the undercut work pretty good for some of the drivers. And some of them actually staying out longer, like Cloud and Luffy working together, stayed out longer and actually made it work. So it's interesting to see these tactics. What do you think will happen?
Well, I'm expecting, of course, a pretty atypical result. I'm expecting Techno and Cloud to be very competitive, but Lemon gave us a taste of what could happen if a very good defensive driver gets to the front, especially in the AM class. So my eyes will be looking towards him, but also with the hint of rain, we'll see exactly what happens. As there's 5 red lights on right now, ahead of 10 laps at Monza. Techno does very well to get a good start, but it looks like Cloud is also not having an ideal start as he gets bumped into from behind. So Techno leads them away at Monza as we head down into the chicane. A few of the drivers there just settling themselves as it seems to be single file so far. A little collision in the back there between the 52 Mercedes, but it seems that they have all managed to make it through cleanly. Around the Curva Grande they go, and there's a little bit of carnage happening there at the back as it looks like Neon has slipped to last place.
Yes, as we're now heading into the next chicken, looks like everyone's making it through cleanly. Yes, oh, Maxi gets a little slowdown. Leon wasn't expecting it, hitting him, now hitting WebBlue as well. In the Aston Martin car, we got slow collisions going on. No cause for concern as Lemon is actually making his way through the field, trying to get to the front of the race again. Oh, and we got a big crash. Leon just got crashed out by, I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Kellad.
A huge spin there, and it looked like the Mercedes just got turned around by someone who didn't expect to have an incident, as it looks like Lemonade is going for a move down the inside of Techno there for P4.
That's what
Whoops.
Techno is in the front of the race, actually leading the pack, I'm pretty sure. Yes, he's leading the race at the moment with Wag and Cloud. There. Two guys that weren't there at the sprint race, now at the front of the race in the feature race where it matters most.
So it looks like these guys are banking for the bigger points here, as the drivers who lead this race are all going 3 wide on the main straight, as there is a dead car in the middle of the I'm not sure at all what was going on there, but that is not ideal in the slightest for our leaders. And no surprise there, as a virtual safety car is called, and the drivers will all have to slow down.
Oh, what is the 911 car doing? Tries to bombard into the other cars.
Oh. We see him there. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but we're going to go ahead and look at a replay of exactly what happened there. As the leading pack came around the Parabolica, everything seemed fine, everything seemed normal, we're watching, but then, yeah, that car just never getting off the grid, and in the background you can see some drivers just getting absolutely collected and clapped from that dead car. I'm not sure. In the GT series, last race at Sebring, one of the drivers, what's his name? Oh my god, Just Maxi, had a similar incident, parked the car in the middle of the track, and it actually cost Techno a win. Will we see a similar fate here, as the drivers are all packed up, bunched up? We'll see how they go at the restart.
Yes, we're getting word now. The virtual safety car will end at the end of this lap on the straight.
Be very interesting to see.
So when it goes green, everyone can go. And there's some drivers actually trying to appeal for penalties, I think. Lemon coming on the radio, Sebi, someone bumped me in turn 1, and he's talking to his teammate. Trying to get his teammate to kill someone, I think.
So we'll see how the drivers go as the virtual safety car ends in a little bit. As on the back straight. But they are all lining themselves up. It'll be interesting to see Cloud and a few of these drivers are weaving furiously to get as much temperature into the tires as they can. So, Asano, on this restart, what are you expecting to see?
I'm expecting some drivers to be caught out by it's ending. So they need to get ready now.
Oh.
We go onto the straight now. This can end any second. When it ends, everyone's allowed to go. And we still wait for it to go green. And it's green. Looks like there was only a few people caught sleeping. Back in the midfield as Cloud is trying to make a move on Wag here. Techno trying to get as they touch. They almost spin out Cloud. Cloud trying to make that move stick as the 911 car just cuts the whole quarter. As Cloud actually goes into the lead now. Wag second place. Jim Luffy somehow moved up to third. With Techno and Webwood the teammates, 4th and 5th. Going to the next chicken. Looks like we got Sebi. Wow, what happened? Sebi's just try to crash out Techno or something. He's now all the way at the back of the grid. Sebi, as Techno also dropped a few positions. Gonna be hard for Techno to get back to the front of the race as some of the drivers go wide there.
So ahead of the pack, it looks like Cloud would have gotten the restart that he would have been hoping for, maintaining or actually gaining the lead there from WAC. So the 3 pro drivers, all Audi, lead the pack away as they head into Ascari, and further behind them, looks like Weblu is battling another AM driver for P4 now.
And it looks like we got the same scenario going on as last week. Genlofi and Cloud again in front of the race. I'm sure they will work together to try to beat out that gap. We got a few drivers going wide in the back. Someone's pitting the 911 car going into the pit lane, trying to hit the undercut. Oh, it's raining! It's raining already! It just started raining. Did the Sebi also in the pit lane. Looks like the 911 car actually went on the wets already, so he's gonna get a little advantage. I think Sebi also went on the wets.
So the heavens have just opened up, and this is going to throw a massive spanner in the works for the drivers. The 911 car, somehow with some premonition, it has to be, because he pitted before.
He somehow knew it was gonna start raining. He pitted right when it started raining. Sebi saw it started raining and went into the pit lane. Now they're on the wet tires, gonna get that advantage, trying to hit the undercut on all the other drivers.
But it looks like some of our dry drivers are, oh man, they're not quite ready for these conditions as Cloud goes wide and he gets a cut. But ahead of him, it looks like his teammate Genlofi is managing somewhat well as these drivers are going all over the place, especially in the back there. It looks like, well, for the most part, they're doing decently, but man, so many slowdowns will be going out here. As we look back to our Porsche 911 car, well,
what is happening to him? Is he having some problems as he's actually driving very slowly? This is a critical lap for him. He needs to get a good lap here to be able to come out in front. He just said, "Don't worry" on the radio.
Oh! As one of the drivers, I think that was Cloud or one of the Audi drivers, just goes spinning off. It looks like the conditions really is getting to him. It was Genlofi, and he is now right at the back here. I'm almost surprised that wasn't a virtual safety car, but Zdauer, yes, like you said, despite having that premonition, that vision to just, I need to come into the pits, he hasn't really gained. But now everyone is coming into the pit lane, so we'll see.
Techno stay out. Techno stays out.
Oh,
Techno is the only driver to stay out. He's gonna try and rough this race on the dry tires. He's got the 911 car now coming around the final corner onto the straight. Is he gonna be able to hit this undercut as some of the drivers are already coming out of the pit lane? Looks like he's not gonna get the undercut. As Techno actually comes on the radio saying he was forced to stay out. So some team tactics going on over here. Techno, unfortunately, the non-beneficiary in this.
Oh, it looks like the driver's coming out on the wet now. Oh. Maxi, very, very fortunate to have gained all these positions now. He has gone from what I believe was a mid-pack battle now into the net race lead, given Techno does eventually pit. But it looks like Techno is honestly having some very good pace. It could be interesting to see if he just hangs it out here and waits until the potential dry tires come, or the dry conditions come back to them. So behind him, it looks like Cloud is putting all the pressure on just Maxi now in these wet conditions here, as the 911 Porsche hasn't gained anything massively.
Try to defend the inside there.
Oh,
go wide.
As he taxis across the track. So very sketchy.
Had an insane moment there. There almost was when a silence falls on a racetrack moment.
Very dangerous wet weather moment there, but the 911 has done very well so far to just keep his head about him. Never mind, he cuts the corner. So we're going to look away now to our leading pack, Weblu.
Yeah. It looks bad for Techno right now. I saw the cars coming in the back. He's probably going to pit this lap, but he's going to lose a ton of positions as he goes into the pit lane. As Cloud is already coming around the final corner, he's going to be the new leader of the race with Maxi also there, fighting for the lead. Techno is going to lose a ton of positions. I don't think he's going to see the front of the race anymore.
So it looks like Techno, and he's actually
missed he missed the pit box.
Oh, so an absolute disaster for the winner of what was last week's Grand Prix, I believe. But he comes out now, and he's not dead and dry, but he is dead and a little bit wet. As we look now to the back, and it looks like we had a DNF. So our very well distinguished competitor from the sprint race here actually DNF from this race. He won't be completing the race, and that is very disappointing for him. As we look now, Webblue is shaping up an overtake, it looks like, on Maxi. Or no, Maxi actually sends it very last minute on Cloud, but he doesn't seem to quite get the move done as Cloud pushing him completely off and into the CC slowdown and forces him behind Webblue.
Yeah, as I don't know what kind of tactics are going on with the 911 car. He's just driving very slowly. What is he doing? Is he trying to hold up some people? Are these team tactics? There's no other Porsche cars in the base, so I don't know what's happening with him. Oh, as he goes wide.
So it looks like he's very much struggling with these wet weather conditions, despite having that vision to know that he needed to pit exactly then. Him and also Sebi, who came in very early, they just seem like they are not able to cope with these conditions at all. The wet weather is not for the weak. As we look to our leaders again, Cloud and Webblue are very close, very neck and neck as they head now into the Parabolica. We'll be wondering here, Webblue says on the radio, "We need to go, bro." Seems like it's a message to Cloud that he wants to pull away from the main pack.
Yeah, and here Jen Loffy, the unfortunate guy on the spin, all the way in the back. What position is this? I think this is around 5th position, with Leon trying to catch back onto the front of the race, but it's going to be hard for him with Roxy right ahead of him, and then 7 seconds down to the leaders already.
Yeah, as we go to our replay center, we'll look to see exactly what happened there. As we look here, it looks like as the drivers are heading into Ascari, a few of them going a little bit wide, and yeah, to just get a very horrible exit and just see him going spinning off. So very disappointing for Jen Loffy here as we look back to our live.
I was actually looking at the 911 car again. He cut the second corner again, makes the first corner, but then just cuts the second corner in the first chicken. As I stay on board with him right now, he just cuts the whole chicken again. What is he doing?
Oh man, he's
driving very slowly now. Let's kill it fast. Are these some tactics going on with the 911 car as he goes a little wide here? Neon spins! Neon in the background spins! The 911 car goes a little wide again. With Sebi right behind him now. Was he waiting for Sebi? What is he gonna do? Is he gonna let him pass cleanly? Is there some rivalry going on between these guys?
Looks like Sebi is bump drafting him now as they head into Ascari. The 911 car not able to do much. He heads into Ascari now and goes completely wide and comes back on and forces Sebi very wide. So I hope there's no bad blood between them. We're going to stick on the slide feeds to see. It looks like he's shaping him for the pit maneuver as Sebi comes on the radio to say he wants a push. But not entirely sure what's going on here between these drivers. But we look back to our leaders. Webblue and Cloud are...
Just got word that someone was on the gravel. There's a car at the Ascari gravel. I don't know who they're talking about exactly. And I think everyone that's still driving is still driving. What happened to Techno? He's all the way at the back of the race now. Look at this gap now. 24 seconds down. Maybe he was the car in the Ascari gravel.
That's not an ideal result for Techno, all the way at the back where he did not receive any points and Cloud actually leading this race. So it'll be up to Techno's teammate Weblu to fight off Cloud and help to reduce that gap that he has
Oh,
to the race.
what is Techno doing? He's just stopping on the track. He's continuing now. I don't think he's very happy. He comes onto the radio. The amount of times I got pushed or loads are countless. Clearly not happy with the stewards not doing anything about this.
So a very disappointing event here for Techno so far. Not doing well in the sprint and not doing well in the main race either, as he's reliant very much on his teammate Weblu to help him get anything out of this race. So Cloud will be looking to defend, stop anything untoward happening. As I saw in Ascari, it looked like one of the red North Korean Audis was off into the gravel there.
Oh yeah, I see which car he's talking about. Someone retired there. I think it was Lemon's car. I think that's him. He just pulled over in the Ascari gravel and retired over there. So that's the car he was talking about.
So the drivers head now onto the penultimate lap of this race. They'll see the white flag. That will let them know that they are right there towards the finish, and it's shaping up to be a very entertaining race. A very crazy spanner thrown in the works here with the wet weather running. We're going to look to our race leaders, see how they fare into turn one. I won't expect them to do anything too crazy. They've been racing with each other for quite a while now, and they are pretty formal through turn one. We'll look back behind them towards Whack, who is filing out of turn one as well. He's had a pretty standard race, and behind him, Just Maxi, who gained so much from the pit stops, is now in P4. Then back behind them, it is Jen Luffy, who's done well to recover from that unfortunate spins in the background. I'm not sure what
Leon Roxy just crashed. As I think it was Leon's fault, coming up to the radio saying, "My bad." What happened there? He just said, I think he was bump drafting him, and then something must have happened. They must have spun out, and then unlucky for them, race over.
We'll go into the replay center as we just had a little bit of a glimpse there in the background. You might be able to give us an idea of what happened as we were spectating Jen Lofty, and you just see the two drivers just seeming to touch each other through Curva Grande. You never want to get touched. Never want to get touched on a racetrack especially, so very fortunate for the drivers to have had that incident there, as our race leaders, Weblu and Cloud, are now shaping up for a very entertaining final lap. Right behind them, it is Just Maxi and Whack who will be battling it out for that final podium position, as around the Parabolica they head into. Looks like Weblu is going to save his move for much later in the lap. He takes a wide line through Parabolica. Cloud staying very nice and tight. But that slipstream effect is so powerful. Weblu is already right on the back of Cloud. It'll be gloves off. He'll be looking to avenge his teammate Techno, who has had a very poor race. He heads and he slipstreams right past Cloud, but it looks like Cloud is going to try to return the favor, as Cloud is now bump drafting him into turn one. Hopefully nothing untoward happens here. Cloud seems to give him just a little bit of a nudge into the first corner, but Weblu handles the pressure very well, and Cloud crumbles.
Cloud
he goes
makes
wide.
A mistake. He's gonna lose a little time there. It's gonna be hard to catch up. There's only this lap. This is the final lap, so he needs to make no mistakes anymore if he still wants to win this race. Weblu now in the prime position to stay clean, make no mistakes, and win this race.
Yeah, it's gonna have to take an absolutely miraculous lap from Cloud to regain that time, and much less pass Weblu. So it looks like Weblu has gotten very fortunate there with a huge mistake from Cloud.
Oh! As I was actually spectating Neon, he crashed again in the same corner as last lap. He spun out there as we go back to the leaders. Cloud actually caught up to Weblu. Look how close he is.
He's caught back up, but he says on the radio that he's toast, so maybe for whatever the reason, he knows he's having some Wi-Fi issues or he's making mistakes, as Cloud is literally right on the back of him as he takes a bump through Ascari. And
They go side by side.
Right
down to the Parabolica. Cloud trying to force him down the inside more to get a bad apex. Weblu fighting back. Webblue holds the inside. Cloud is trying to switch back. Webblue places his car on the apex, blocking Cloud. As Webblue now gonna take that slipstream, or Cloud actually gonna try and pass Webblue. This is gonna be another close finish, just like the sprint race before. It looks like it's Webblue at this moment, and it is. Webblue, they finish on the same time.
It's a dead heat, but I don't know what to say. It's a dead heat. I've never seen this before. It might be down to whoever had the fastest final lap to determine the race winner. We'll leave that up to the stewards, but what a finish. It's a dead heat here at Monza.
What happened to Leon? Leon retired, so Leon is one of the 3 drivers that doesn't finish the race. He was actually one. I think he was 1 lap away from finishing the race. So we're waiting for the stewards' verdict on who is the race winner, I think.
Just wait to see here. Maybe we'll see a shared points total go to both of the drivers, or maybe it will be determined by whoever had the fastest final lap. I'm completely unsure it'll be determined by them, but what a finish here at Monza. Thana, was that on your bingo card?
No, certainly not, but it was good to see this. Some controversy going on, of course. Again, a very close finish like in the sprint race. So some exciting racing finally.
Yeah, glad to see that. Definitely a change of pace from the events we had at Misano. But another very well-deserved result. We look
And
now
it looks
towards...
like I'm at the podium, and it looks like Webblue is actually on first. So it looks like Webblue won the race.
A very merciful, a very generous league owner to give the race win to another driver. But it will be Webblue who will take this race win, and he's very much deserved it after a very entertaining drive.
The Spanish driver.
So it's a Spaniard, a Brit, and a Romanian that will make up your podium here at Monza. We listen to Spanish anthem. All right, and that is the conclusion of our podium ceremony here. All of our drivers had an amazing race, and we are very glad that you were able to join us. So, with that being said, Asano, any concluding words here?
Well, glad you guys joined us, and we'll see you at the next round.
All right, we will see you at our next round at Road America for yet another chapter of this very enthralling GT4 Vision Collide League series. So from Monza, we say bye and thank you from VCF.